Holy cow! This is a way more people than I thought. I'm Elisa Weber. I have my family's lived here for over 100 years. Della's been downtown for 20 years or more, actually. I hope that gives me a little credibility. Tonight is about announcing our new community advocacy movement called Renaissance Petaluma. And this is not a city hall meeting. If you look around, there's no one from the city here. That's because I asked them to please ride this one out and give us a chance to have a neutral environment, kind of like Switzerland, for announcing our new group and our first initiative, which is in support of the Appalachian Petaluma Hotel. I wish I could do a Vulcan mind meld and share with you all how I envision what this hotel could do for our downtown energetically and monetarily. It would elevate all of us, and it's the best possible project our city could have given us. Charlie is literally doing this for us, even though he has other options. But Petaluma is the spot. We're a hot spot. We have our farms, we have cheesemakers and dairies, farmers and artisans, and we all need more visitors here in Petaluma to thrive, because downtown is just barely surviving. It needs help. I also feel very strongly that it would be absolutely fabulous to leave a grand hotel for the future generations to use as a tool to make money, because in this very bizarre world we live in right now, we know we can make money with hospitality, food, wine, and experiences. That's what people want, and we have all those things. Why don't we use them? Let's showcase them in this hotel and get going.
So my name's Elizabeth Howland, and I've lived in Petaluma for 45 years. I raised my family here, and now my son is raising his family here, so we're soon to be we are three-generation Petalumans. And I was lucky enough to be able to actually work in Petaluma for most of my career, so that's been a benefit to me as well. My husband, David Yearsley, some of you may have heard of, he founded the Friends of the Petaluma River organization, and much of my community work has been around supporting the river and its vitality and conservation, and having people be able to access and enjoy the Petaluma River. But I got involved in this project because I also am very focused on our downtown environment and our urban environment and our infill development, feeling like that's so important for us to be able to keep our urban growth boundary and have access to open land, and especially around the river and trails and so forth. So when Elisa invited me to a little gathering of people that also were in support of the hotel, I went along, and we had a great discussion. But one of the things that came out of it was this idea of, what if we created an organization that is for things that, especially in this time in our country, it felt so good to be talking about things that we thought the hotel in this particular case could bring positive change to Petaluma. That we're calling ourselves Renaissance Petaluma, and we now have a website. But tonight we have this opportunity to, most importantly, hear from Charlie Palmer, who we're so happy to be here tonight, who's an internationally renowned chef, Michelin-starred restaurant chef, and Sonoma resident, somebody we think is going to be really important bringing his vision to Petaluma and his support for Petaluma.
As Elizabeth said, my name is Rabindra Unsworth, and I'm a jewelry designer, and I own a store right down the street. And my husband and I have been here for almost 25 years. We came from San Francisco to start our family, and from day one really fell in love with this town. We opened a studio in the McNear building, and then I had a dream of having a store downtown in this beautiful, quaint, old California town. And I remember talking to people, and many feeling like, oh, I don't know if Petaluma is ready for that yet. And, I thought about that a lot, and I thought, you know what? I think that it is. I think Petaluma is ready. And so we opened our doors. We were, quite nervous, not knowing what would happen. But it was the most incredible experience, and it has been the most incredible experience being downtown. And when I heard that Charlie Palmer wanted to open one of his restaurants and hotels here, I was thrilled that this incredible opportunity came our way to our sweet town. So as we've been talking about this, it's been a special time because we've spent a lot of time just talking about our love for this town. And there are so many things that we can do if we do them together to take our sweet town to the next level, very thoughtfully, not doing things without a great deal of care. But I think that this is our moment, and I'm hoping that everyone here will be open to this next chapter for our generation, for future generations. We want this town to be here and to thrive.
I'm Nancy Leone from E. Leone.
And I'm Angela Leone from E. Leone. We're sister-in-laws, and we've been in business for, I think we're in our 21st year here in the downtown area.
Our store is just, to me, more than just a retail hub for people that love to cook and entertain and just set their table or just need a simple can opener. We're more than that. They come in and we problem solve, and we listen to our customers and tell us what their needs are. And they're not just our Petaluma residents that are our customers. We have customers that come from the Valley, from San Francisco, from the Hillsburg area. One thing I do know, that day in and day out, we have customers coming in and they're asking us, if they're tourists, they'll say, where do we go? Where can we go grab a cocktail? Where can we go for dinner? And we are, a resource. But one thing if they're asking for a place to come and stay, where do they stay? We are kind of at a loss. If they want to experience the downtown and the Petaluma, experience, I want it to be downtown. Come on, we have a lot to show off here.
I can tell you about the hotel. I don't know, probably everybody in this room knows a lot about this project. It's been in the press, it's been all over the place. There's all kinds of things that have been said about the hotel project, some true, some not true. It's in simple terms, it's an 82-room hotel, because I've seen things that it's like 120 rooms. It's not 120 rooms. You can't build 120 rooms on that little piece of property. The short facts are that this is a small piece of property. Everybody knows it. Petaluma Boulevard and B, right there. We thought it was a great opportunity, myself and my partners thought it was a great opportunity to build something very unique for Petaluma. And Appellation is our hotel brand. For those that don't know, there's an Appellation website that's pretty up and accurate, and we have two projects, one in Lodi. Our second project just opened 1 month ago in North Healdsburg, but that's a good example of what Appellation is about. So anybody that wants to know about Appellation and more and really understand what we're trying to accomplish or what we're accomplishing, please come and visit us. It's not too far away. And Appellation the brand is really about a place. It literally means a place. And every Appellation will be different. We have a project in Morgan Hill, which is a town similar size to Petaluma, that will open probably in March. And that's a new construction, ground up hotel that's going to be very, very, it's a beautiful, beautiful property, beautiful construction, but it's in a town that's similar like this, so it's more urban, like this hotel will be here. And I know there's been a lot of discussion about the height of the hotel, but to build this hotel and to make it economically feasible, we need to have a certain number of rooms. In simple terms, that's the only way it's going to get financed. Because I can't get a lender if I can't show them, like, this is 82 keys, this is what it's going to be, this is how much revenue it's going to produce, they're not going to lend to it. But anything we can do local, we'll do local. We've done that. That's what we did in Healdsburg. All local trades and everything, which is hard to get these days, but that was built by a local electrician, plumber, All the big subs were all local subs. Yeah, I mean, and everybody should be concerned about parking. But we have underground parking, right? And we're gonna be using the 3-car lifts. They're German made. So they hold 3 cars that come up. It meets the requirements that the city has today. We've also looked at overflow parking, so if we have an event or something like that, how that'll work. Because I know, you know, parking's a big deal for everybody. But it also is a fact that if you want to bring tourists to your town, if you want to bring people aside, they're going to have to park somewhere, right? And I think, you know, every small town struggles with it, but it's a question of, you know, what do you want? Do you want tourists, or do you want to have a parking space every time you pull up to the curb? I mean, you know, I would love to have it both ways, but sometimes it doesn't work, right?
Kind of the time frame for the construction?
I couldn't give you the time frame, but I mean the latest
Approximately.
16 months.
Okay, about, that's
Yeah.
helpful, just to have kind of an approximate idea.
Yeah, we've gone through, I believe, 5 different design qualifications and sat down with a lot of qualified people, at least we're told, and we were given those people by the city. But it's not through design review, so it can't be built until design review approves it. So, yeah, and there's been a lot of comments and stuff, and I think a lot of it has been taken in. But it's like everything. We can all have an opinion about what it should look like, but at some point, someone has to say, okay, yes, it looks the way I like it, or this, someone else likes it. I mean, I think now it's a really good, and again, look at the most recent renderings, because I think most people would agree that it really looks great. It doesn't look like a new building.
It looks like 2025.
Well, it definitely looks current, because you can't build an old building. You can't build a building that looks like it's 100 years old unless it's a faux representation of, and I don't think anybody wants that, because everybody knows what that looks like.